Right, I want to show some magic, a workflow. It involves looking into IFC files, some Python, IFC OpenShell, Airtable, and Azure blobs. And I think this is quite neat, which is why I'm sharing. I'll show you quickly and explain a bit on the way. So this is the building. We have it in bonsai. Try to hide these. It's quite a lot of rooms. Here I have marked a room. You'll see we have a QTO, some quantities, so we can pull it out. So that's the IFC file. So if we close that down, get rid of OBS. So what I've produced is 5 different drawings here. These are just regular plan drawings, and you'll see there's tags for the rooms and names. So the interest in this case is to get a snapshot of each room that we can then use in Airtable for building management. So there's like 280 rooms. So the way I solve this, so we want all these rooms, you'll see a preview here, to go in with the room name. We want them to have a space drawing, and we want it to have a floor area, so we can work with it in Airtable. So the first part of this, it's a Python script. I made it. I used Copilot, asked it a bit, chatted a bit, and then finally it worked. So we use the IFC OpenShell. We look into the IFC file. Then we make a query. We make some safe space names, so we escape characters that are not allowed in file paths, etc. And then basically what we do is we make 2 surrounding boxes. We make one that is the actual space, and then we make one with a margin, so you get a little bit of context when you make it. But what you want is, when you go down here, this is an add-on that what this does is everything that's not the room is grayed out. That's interesting because then you easily see how things work. So, and eventually we make a CSV file where we add different properties that we then want to add into Airtable over here. So that's the whole functionality. This script creates the files on your computer and create the CSV file. You can set like custom DPE depending on resolution you want. And before we press play, so this next script, it's the uploader. So basically what it does is it looks in this folder for the created files. It asks if you want to overwrite the existing files. It will overwrite only the actual content. Then there's the Airtable configuration, and then what I do to access the files in Airtable, because it can't handle file uploads, is I put it up in an Azure blob. You could use Dropbox, whatever, just as long as it's a public URL. And then I upload the files to the blob, and then I pull it back into Airtable, and then I start adding the data into Airtable. And lastly, this is just for reading some of the information that we add in. So let's press play, watch some magic. So first it will run the file, and now it will go through all of the PDFs. It will look for the different names, and then it will figure out the area. So now it's created 275 files. You'll see all the snippets I made here. So do you want to overwrite the existing files? Yeah, that's fine. So in here we'll write yes. And then you'll see that it starts creating the rooms. So over here you'll start seeing some magic. So when you're on the team plan on Airtable, you can maximum do 4 records a second. But I mean, at this point, grab a coffee, do whatever you want. So what you'll see is that it didn't overwrite this content. It only overwrites the stuff that it knows about. So you can have information on these records and just use this as an update. So I'll just stop this because there's like 200 rooms. So now you'll see here, you have a snippet. I put the DPI a little bit low because it's just a test. So when you see here, you'll see it truly has the grayed out thing. It has everything, and it's a perfect fit. It's just Photo Studio, and then you can just keep going. yeah, I thought this was a cool way of making this. I couldn't find the answer myself on the internet, so I thought let's try and see if we can hack it a bit. And it worked